be here, and I'm going to send them the slideshow with the recording so that they're able to know what's going on. So, all right. So my name is Marlena, like I said, and I'm a den leader in my home pack, and I've been a den leader for about 11 years, basically. So this year I was asked by the LDS stake to be the program director for the Manteca camp. So if you could just, when you introduce yourself, to tell your name, if you have a home pack, what you do, your home pack position, if you are one, do something in a cub pack, and then what you will be at day camp. And just in the manual, you'll see that there is a chart that shows the camp leadership. So that's all, well, you can kind of fill in the blanks where people will be. Let's see. So, Mr. Tony, would you like to start and tell us your name and what you do at Scouts? Go ahead.
My name is Tony Wardle, and I'm tired of football, and I'm in Living Stuff.
Awesome. And he's going to be helping out at camp as a station leader, so great.
I'm Sherry Wardle, and I'll be doing the tot lots, and I'm the Weeble leader anyway, Northland Board.
Yes. Go ahead, Owen.
Oh, what do I say?
Just your name and what you are in Scouts.
Stand
Stand up. Look at everyone. We got to get to know each other.
Yes, look at me. I'm Owen Ferreira. I am 12 years old. And then, what else do I say?
At camp, he's going to help at the Haka station.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. Okay, go ahead, Luke.
I'm Luke. I'm 12 years old, and I'm gonna work at the
Yep, the Lego STEM station. Denmark. He's going to Denmark. Yes.
I'm Dan Loder. I'm so old that I don't even remember when I was born. I'm assistant pack leader. Yeah. I'm assistant den mother. In 438, the union work. I'm doing the Switzerland camping thing at the camp.
Awesome. Thank you.
I'm Jamie Bierman. I'm a unit commissioner for the LDS Lodi packs, and I'm also the Lodi Day Camp program director, and I will be a den leader.
And Jamie is also my program director because we couldn't get one here from Manteca, so she's going to be driving down from Lodi to fill in that spot for our program director. So thanks, Jamie.
I'm Craig Hokinson. I was in the Troop 441 for quite a while. Not in there at the moment, and I'm going to be doing woodworking in the Netherlands.
Awesome.
Louise Poole, Wolf Leader, from Fort Walton, and I'm going to be in Lake Agent Station 1, Lake Agent Water, where we're at.
Yes.
I'm Sharon Isbell. I'm the Manteca Stake Primary President, and I'm the camp gopher.
Yes, thank you.
I'm Kathy Harvey, Pack 438. I'm the wolf leader right now, but I'm also the award person, whatever that title is. But I'm the primary president. And we're in New Zealand with the Haka.
Awesome. Tyson.
Tyson Harvey, and I'm doing the camping.
Yes, he'll be doing camping with Brother Loader. Vance.
I'm Vance Hickman. I'm a 13-year-old Boy Scout, and the only thing I remember is I'm
Awesome.
I'm Alice Garlis, and I'm the tot lot.
Cindy Bell, Tot Lots.
I'm Maddie Bryan.
I'm Sarah McGuire. I'm with Pack 441, and my husband and I, he's not here today, but he'll be here all week with us. He and Vance, we are doing water rocket launching, and we're representing the USA. I'm Denisha Boer. Sorry I was late. I'm 441, and I'm a station leader doing Iraq, and we'll do leather. And Tony will be with me. It's kind of a Iraq, and then also to support the troops. My husband's overseas, so we'll send some fun stuff to them.
Awesome.
Belinda Richardson, Pack 440, Eagle Scout Coordinator. So you're helping support my family since they're all supporting me.
Awesome. She's going to be part of our check-in, check-out crew. Mm-hmm.
Hannah Lansing, Superman.
Awesome.
Brandon Williamson, Archery Station and Youth Coordinator, and I am Eagle Scout.
Awesome.
Paul Thompson, Pac 440 Weeblo leader. I'll be your camp health officer. I'll be the glorified Band-Aid
I'm April McNichols, also with PAC 440. I'm a bear and leader, and I'll be the leader at camp.
Yes.
One day.
Yeah, one time.
I'm Joel Machado, wolf mom from PAC 432, and I'm going to be a den leader.
Thank you, Joelle.
Craig Bingham, Troop 441, and I think I'm helping with the projectiles.
I'm John Miller. I'm a parent, obviously, of a couple of scouts at 441, and I'll be an assistant with slingshots.
Yes.
I'm Jenny Wilkinson, and I'm a Weeblo mom for 441, and I'm a helper.
She's our business manager. That's what we're calling her. And Derek, or both Dereks.
I'm Derek Klass, Troop 425 Tiger leader, and I'm going to be with my sons participating in the Tiger Show.
Awesome.
And I'm Dan Joe, also PAC 425 committee chair, and I'm going to take everybody's picture.
Yes.
I'm Scott Herman. I'm a bear den leader with PAC 432, as well as the Cubmaster, and I'll be the den leader for the bears.
Yeah, excellent. And Richard Bear is my husband.
Hi.
What are you doing?
Range safety officer.
Yes, he'll be on the range also. Okay, so we've met, probably half of us are here, but that's, thank you everyone for volunteering. Okay, so, let's see. So we're hoping that with scouting, our little day camp is, I know it's something that my boys look forward to, definitely, so hopefully this summer we're planning on making it super fun for all the boys, so it will be, and girls, all the children that are present, so that it'll make good memories for the families there. Okay, I'm just going to go through in your folder. There is the camp manual, and I'm just going to run through this, and when we're done, then we'll be done. So the camp overview. So I just want to give you kind of the vision of what I have for what camp will be like this year, and you can see, just give you an idea what's going to be happening. So the overall goal that I have, let's see, here's the agenda. Welcome to camp. Let me just back up a little bit. We're going to go over the camp safety and policies, and then we'll do a breakout session. So there's 3 different sessions. So the first one is welcome to camp. Here's the camp overview. The goal is to focus on the Scout Law during camp. So one of my favorite things about being involved in scouting is that they focus on character development, and I think character development is so important. And scouting is one of the only places that really teaches it to children. I mean, like really lays it out. So if you are, when you're working with the children, just please point out to them the points of Scout Law that they're doing if they're working in a station, or just let them know that it's appreciated that they're showing those different character traits. And so that's that. Next is the camp map. So you have an indoor and outdoor map of where people will be, where the stations are, that you can review in your folder. And that didn't make you one because you're a photographer. I'm sorry. There's right there. There's the map and a schedule if you want to grab that. And actually, if you want to take it, you could also just take an extra folder over that if someone's not here and look through that.
Okay.
Yeah, thanks. Okay, so just note where all the stations are on your map, and there are den tables. I'm using the same sort of layout as has always done in the past, where the den leaders will be at the den tables down by the pavilion. We do have, I'm calling them safety spots. Our safety spots inside is the gym, and the children, when they go to the gym for dinner, or if there is an emergency or something that we have to gather together inside, I would like them to sit in order, as you can see on the map, den 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So when we look at them, we can see where the dens are, and not just a random spot in the gym, but I should know that Den 1 is over here in this area, Den 2 is here, and so it's easy just visually to see. And also down outside on the grass area is our other safety spot outside. And when we do our fire drill, the children will need to be lined up in rank order, just so it's easy for, not rank order, number order of dens, so it's easy for me to see where they are. And with the tot lot starting first and then going Den 1 up to Den 9. And the station leaders can just gather over by the tot lot when we do our fire drill. So, and I'll get to review that a little bit more. Just take note where the water coolers will be set up outside. It's going to be hot, so make sure that, you know, they're there and the kids can refill their water. The parking areas, please note that in the parking lot, the one side of the parking lot will be blocked off and will not allow traffic. So that is on the east side of the church. We will be letting the fire truck in for the fire drill on Wednesday night. And there will be also, you can see a vehicle there that has a first aid sign up. That's the camp emergency vehicle in case we need one. But yeah, so please no parking over there, just on the other side and then behind the church. All right, first aid areas. There will be one at the range. There will be one inside with the camp nurse. And there will be a first aid kit at the gathering spot too. So just to be aware of that. Okay, so that's an overview of the camp map. The camp schedule. So I have here, I just wanted the station leaders, if they were here, to do like a 1-minute demo of their station. The den leaders have the station leader lesson guides in their folder. Only the den leaders, everyone doesn't have these. But if you are a station leader, if you could just quickly share what you will do. I know we kind of already did that at the beginning, but tell me what your hat pin will be. Tell me what the food sample will be and your main activity. So, Brother Loder, if you want to start with camping.
Yeah, I've got a hat pin. We got a couple different kinds of hat pins on the Rascal. And they're in the bag in the van.
That's perfect. That's what it is. And I think I have one over here. They're the sleeping bags or the owls.
Yes,
for the
sleeping bags and owls. It's going to be about camping. I'm still working on some of this stuff. I'll have 1 or 2 tents set up so kids can look at it. We'll also have some tents that the older kids can set up. We'll work on that. It's going to be with Switzerland. We're going to talk about what Switzerland is famous for. And 2 things that come to mind. One is a Swiss Army knife. Scouts like those. And chocolate. They like that too.
Swiss chocolate. Yep. So perfect. Go ahead. Sorry. That's good? Yeah, I think that's good. It's perfect. Okay. Sister McGuire, you want to go? Sarah.
So we're just representing America, and specifically we're going to teach the kids a little bit about NASA and how that's unique to our country. And we are going to be letting the boys create their own water bottle rockets out of 2-liter bottles. And then we're going to have a launching, it's going to be awesome. We're going to launch a bunch of water bottle rockets. And then our pin is a little silver rocket bead with red, white, and blue beads on it. And then our sample is going to be astronaut ice cream.
Fine. Yeah, dehydrated ice cream. Well, if you go to NASA, that's right. If you go to Texas, NASA. Kathy?
We are in New Zealand. We are going to be learning the haka. We have a little video from the Polynesian Culture Center. It's very short. Owen and I are trying to learn what they're saying. And we're also going to be doing Maori sticks if we have time. And we have another stick game that we'll play too if we have time. And our token is a bottle cap with the Maori design in the sea turtle. And we are eating pineapple. I presume. I haven't looked at that, so if it's not pineapple, but it
will be something yummy. Perfect.
Yes. Spam. All right. So Netherlands, they're famous for their wooden shoes. So I'm woodworking, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
And they're going to be making step stools and I think toolboxes, right? And collection or treasure boxes, yeah.
Yeah.
For the different ranks.
Yes.
And then their little pin is going to be a wood diamond, a little what diamond that gets pinned on.
Awesome.
I
Oh,
don't have any idea about food.
okay.
Quick, think about it.
We're not sure about food with
Okay.
for food and the security, the shooting range. We're not going to do food down there because it's dirty. So I'll leave that up to you. If you want to have a food sample, you can. If not, I get it because it's going to be. That would be a fun part. That's what you do when you travel, though. You try out the food in the country. So I don't know what people eat in the Netherlands, but Netherlands.
There's a type of a waffle thing that you can get, the little round waffles in a stack.
Yeah, yeah, I don't know what,
Dutch thing, and it's
So get working on that. Start making those pies.
Oh, sorry, John. What was your comment?
Grocery in Ripon that has an aisle dedicated to Dutch.
Okay.
Oh, fun.
The
majority of food.
Sounds good.
The Netherlands are all about fish.
Oh, okay. Well, that'll be awesome. Okay, so, Louise.
It's cheaper too.
Would you like to do your station? I know Denisha, oh, there she is too. Denisha and Louise will be doing Iraq. Would you want to give us a little detail about that?
I think I already said it.
Yeah.
We're gonna, sorry, I need water. Been outside. So, we are gonna do Iraq and, the souvenir, I don't even know, the souvenir is the one that they attached to the
Yeah.
hat. So it says postage stamp, but we're gonna have little leather pieces, because we're doing leather working, and, I might add something to it, but, still working on that. And we're gonna be making postcards, thank you postcards to, the soldiers that are stationed there, and, making leather tags. But it'll be fun. I know it kind of sounds boring, guys, but it's gonna be fun.
It's going to be.
So, yeah, I'll have a little video from my husband, and it'll be great. Little soldiers that are big soldiers that are gonna say hi and all that, so it'll be fun.
Yeah, so, and tell him thank you for doing that. Sending us a video all the way from Iraq. That's cool. Okay, did I get all this? Craig Bingham, your station. It's pretty, I already know we're just doing slingshot. Perfect. That's going to be perfect. Okay.
I don't know what, I'm Switzerland.
No, you're not. I did not assign countries to the shooting sports. I just figured it would be better we call it the security area. Nobody wants to be labeled. Just security. Just security. Just security. Okay, do you want to say you're good for the shooting? It's pretty straightforward for shooting sports. Okay. I get them all? I think I got everyone. Okay, excellent. Thank you for doing that. And I just delegated those out to people to do and plan. So thank you for planning those and getting those ready. Okay, so the den leaders, you will be in charge of activities for your den boxes. And down at the pavilion, it's going to be called the hotel, your hotel that you'll travel to when you have downtime. And you'll have a box that looks like that one over there. It says Den 1 on it. And that's your suitcase. And during the gathering part of the day and the activity part, you are going to, you have to do that, I'm going to forget. These are the activities you'll work on. So sometime today when we do the breakout session, especially, you can look at them and make sure you know how to do the activities with the kids. And if you have any questions about them, that'll be great. And there's also in your folder an overview of the activities and the directions also. So there's 10 activities you'll do with them. So that hopefully will be fun and exciting for the kids to do. There is one activity not here. It's the Camp Art Project. We're doing a collective mutual art project, and that one's too big to include. So you'll see that one on Wednesday when you come. If you'll notice in the staff manual, there's all these little like PED 101 and 102. Those are the standards that I'm following for the training that I was giving. This is the binder that I have to follow as the day camp director. There's about 121 standards, and so the numbers are listed here. And so that's, if I'm doing it, that's correlating to the national camping standards for the BSA. Okay. Wednesday nights, going back to the fire drill that I mentioned earlier, a firefighter, Juan Fortuny, will be visiting and bringing his fire truck. And what's going to happen for this is that we'll be eating dinner, just like on your schedule here for Wednesday. We're going to be having dinner, and we will hopefully give the tot lot a heads up so they can get the littles ready to go out. So for the tot lot, when we do dinner, you have to check, the parents have to check the kids out of the tot lot every time they leave. So that includes dinner time, and then check them back in after dinner time. But for the fire drill, I'm hoping to give you guys a little bit of a heads up to gather the children and get a little head start since they're so little. But so we will head out to the baseball field in den, and then line up in den order like I talked about in the safety spot outside. And then in your folder, the den leaders have a red and green safety sign, and they're going to hold it up if green if everyone is there, or red if everyone is not there. So that's a drill. It's required to do an emergency drill at the start of camp. So we all are on the same page for that. If there's an emergency outside and we have to come inside, then we would gather into the cultural hall or wherever it makes the most sense. Okay, so that is, I'm not sure about, in years past, the firefighters have sprayed the children and they've run through the water, but we're not going to be able to do this year. I know the drought made it so they couldn't do that. So this year, we're just going to line up and meet the firefighter. The kids can look at the fire truck, maybe spray the fire hose. We don't have a lot of time there, but so we'll just play it by ear and see how it goes. But that is when the firefighter visits. Okay, the Friday night family fun night. So I want to go over with this with you as it is a little bit different this year. Let's see, Luke, can you just pass? I'm going to pass these out, but then just don't take them home. Give them back to me. We can hand them out at the family night to the families. So if you flip to your schedule on Friday night, just want to highlight this one because it is going to be different. What we will do is so this is going to take a lot of teamwork to pull this part off. So the parents are going to come at 7 o'clock to check their child out. We're not going to have them check out with the den leaders. We're going to have them go into the gym, and there will be the checkout crew. Belinda will be there, and Sister Isabel will be in charge of this also to check out their child. So Sister Isabel or part of the checkout crew will come get your folders from the den leaders that around 6:30 that night, and take them to the gym and set them out on the tables. So when the parents come in, they'll just sign out their kid, and then they'll turn around, pick their picnic spot, and settle in for the adventure show. So you don't have to worry about getting parents to sign out the kids on Friday night. The checkout crew will take care of that, and we'll make sure that all the children have been checked out properly before released from the show. So while the checkout crew is taking care of that, the dens will be at their stations, and then when their station ends, they are going to be taken up into the hallway and lined up to enter into the gym on the northeast side of the gym, right, Kathy? And Kathy is going to be in charge of the family night program, correlating all of that, and so we're going to go with her, whatever she tells us to do that night. We'll follow her.
And they'll need to bring their den flags.
Okay, yeah, so bring those. Yes, and while we're doing that, the check-in crew's doing that, the range people are going to be cleaning up the range because the range equipment can't be left, it has to be locked up. So they'll finish their station, they'll clean up the range area as much as possible and get all that stuff locked up. And April Thompson, our camp nurse, she's part of the checkout crew also. She is going to be getting the medical forms out of the medical binders and putting them with the kids' packets so they can be returned with the parents because we can't keep any of the information. So she's going to be on that, making sure all the forms get returned to the volunteers and the kids. So make sure you stop by the checkout crew and pick up your paperwork also. So in the tot lot, your parents, I think I might just have them come to the tot lot and check the kids out, not in the gym, because the little ones will be better just to stay in the nursery, I think. So we'll have the parents come in there and check them out. And if I don't check out my kids, just please come get me another sign. I'm afraid I'm going to forget about my own bones. Anyway, just so there's that. And then the children, like it says on the program, we're going to start it at 7:20. We're going to have the lights on. We're going to have some of our Boy Scouts be the MCs for the night, and they are going. Then we'll just run the program like it says here on the list. So it should be really fun. Dan Joe's going to be in charge of setting up the camp slideshow for the children, or for the families that night, and we'll watch that. And hopefully we'll be able to be done around 8:15. That's my goal. So that's the family program. Does anyone have any questions about it? It should be really exciting for everyone. Nope. Yes, Joel?
Do the little ones that are in the top here, do they come out for the family night, or you said it's better for them not to?
They do come out for the family night. It's for the checkout. I'm going to have them be checked out from the nursery room instead of from the checkout crew in the gym.
You want to check them out in time to...
Yeah, and then they go with their parents. So if a parent comes and has a tot lot child, which actually we're all staff members who have tot lot, we're just going to keep the tots to be signed out there instead of with the checkout crew, just for make it easier and.
Keep them in a contained space until they're by their parents.
Yeah, until don't want to confuse them. So yes, thank you. Any other questions about that part of the schedule? Okay, excellent. That's the family night plan. So that's a little bit different this year than in years past. And also the parents are going to be picking up the kids' certificates with their patches. We're not going to have the children go on the stage individually and get them. It takes a lot of time, and we want to focus on their performing part. So the parents will just get their luggage at the end to take home. Okay, Plan B, just make sure that on the station leaders have a Plan B, which basically when I typed up the outlines, it was just take the materials that you have with you and do them wherever you can. So I don't think we need a super different extra Plan B. And then the tot lot, you can just take you're so flexible, it doesn't really, you can take your activities and kids wherever you need to go. It's just if it's rainy or if there's something, but the area here is so boring, there's not going to be anything going on. But we do have a Plan B if need be. And the Den leaders' Plan B would be there's the activities in their box. If we needed to change something and the kids needed something to do, they have plenty of activities there to work on. Okay, so that covers the big things of the camp schedule. Okay, now just to talk about the campers. So the campers have been assigned to dens based on their ranks. They will not be necessarily with people from their home packs. I tried to get at least one kid in there, but it's just there's a lot of kids, so they are where they are going to be. And the den leaders can see in the den folders their roster with the medical information and any authorized adults for pickup. So if by chance a parent didn't type in their own name to pick up their child, then on check-in night on Tuesday night, the pre-camp check-in, we're going to verify that with the parents when they come to make sure that those names are correct, because we're not supposed to even let them go with their parents if they haven't put their own name down. So they have to have their name. But we'll make sure that happens. I think all of them we checked were okay. But so the tot lot program is just that. It's for staff who have little ones that need to be taken care of. It needs to have 2 leadership deep. And the tot lot will have t-shirts so that you guys can know who they are. So yeah, we're not going to do the mesh pennies. We're going to do the t-shirts this year. And all tot lot children will need medical forms, and they will need to come to the pre-camp check-in night. Everyone, all campers, anyone who's going to be here has to come Tuesday night between 5 and 6 with their health A and B forms. Copy of their insurance card, front and back. So, other little details about some of our campers is there are some allergies at camp. For food that's served at the stations, there can be no peanuts, no nuts at all, no raw eggs. An adult has a gluten food issue, but that's for an adult. No shrimp, and there's a vegetarian. So just those are the only food concerns or allergy concerns that have shown up, just to be aware of, please. Next, this camp is designed to be an achievement camp, also for fun, but the campers will be taking with them a passport that has all of the requirements they'll be passing off. Some stations will have no requirements they're passing off. It's just for fun. But they'll get a stamp in their passport, and that's how they're going to keep track of the requirements that they're finished at day camp. And also in their luggage that their parents get, there will be a list of advancements, the same list that they've passed off, so parents can know. And then they can go home and check them off in their books or update their scout book or whatever they need to. So, that's all I think for the individual details of the campers. So for feedback of camp, we are required to have a camp survey and to ask for feedback from staff and parents. And so we would love for you to fill one out. There's one in your folder, or we'll hand them out on Friday night when the families come. But as you all know, we're all volunteers, and we have over 17 youth staff that will be helping. So just remember, this is a time for them to learn leadership skills, and so just be patient and helpful as we all work together. So excellent. All right. Any questions about kind of the overview of camp or the theme or how it's all going to tie together? Everything sound good? Guys, good? Okay. Great. Okay, I had on here to do a little tour of the campus. Is anyone interested in taking a stretch break? Does anyone need to see where the things are? I know most of you go to church here or are very familiar. So yes, no? Do you want to take a little break? Joelle doesn't know? Okay, okay. Excellent. Let's go ahead and do that. Let's see. Do you want to take? You need to. Okay. Okay, great. So the second session for the training is called Camp Safety and Policies. And so the BSA, I'm going to explain the youth protection trainings for a bit. I had to take one. When I was trained, I had to go to a 3-day training in Petaluma and stay in the mountains and do this training. Jamie was there. It was like 7 to 10 at night every day. It was a lot of information. So we did our own youth protection training there for day camp directors. Then the general youth protection training that everyone at camp has to have, that you all should have done. But then there's also a little specific one for day camp that they asked that we present during our staff meeting. So this is it right here. It's the mandatory training for day camps, for running a camp. And I'm just going to highlight a bit of it. It's mostly related to just being aware that our children are safe and that we as camp staff, that we must be on alert for issues of child abuse if we see anything that is suspicious. So the BSA requires that they are 2 leadership deep at all time, no one-on-one contact, to respect privacy, to have separate accommodations, and then we'll talk about with the restrooms, have appropriate attire, that's our camp uniform, to be constructive with our discipline when working with the children or the youth, and that we have our trainings finished, and there's no bullying, no hazing in the BSA. So a few other points. I'm not going to read all of it, but I'll have you do that. But cameras and cell phones, especially for the youth staff. If you have bringing a screen to camp, a cell phone, they need to be. You're welcome to bring them, but not to use. They should only be used to contact your parents if you need to be picked up. There's no other reason that they should be used. Only in case of an emergency or for contacting home.
Question, so are we allowed to take pictures with our cell phones at our stations? Like
Yes.
Our own children?
Yes,
or?
of your own yeah,
Okay.
sure. Yes,
What
Owen.
if you wanted to show a video demonstration of your station?
Oh, yeah, we will be.
That's fine. If it's part of the station, that's fine. I'm just saying you're not pulling, you're not, not pulling out your phone, playing some
Oh, we
whatever.
will be looking it up to the TV.
Yeah. Yeah, that's just, or taking pictures of, it's mostly focused on inappropriate images that could be taken at camp. Specifically because if you're doing overnight camping with older children and that.
Mike, I do have a question about that.
Yes.
Is there somebody that, can we get a TV in there? Does your building have all the things to look at on my phone?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes,
And
yes.
is there someone who can help me do that? Maybe that's the most.
We'll
Yes.
verify that before
Before
camp
next
starts.
Thursday?
You just need a TV with a HDMI cord to hook up to your phone.
Well, the phone doesn't have an HDMI jack, but
Yeah, you need the adapter.
I don't
Yeah.
know, what is that?
yeah.
What phone do you have?
This phone right here? That was my phone.
We'll work on that.
I need the
We'll
little
get,
adapter thing.
we'll get that. So recognizing and reporting suspected child abuse, just be aware that we are mandated, that as BSA volunteers, we're mandated to report any signs of abuse. And if there's any signs of neglect, sexual abuse, or emotional maltreatment, just to be aware of the little ones that will be in your care. And then reporting suspected child abuse. It just lists the procedures for that. No bullying at camp, no name calling, no hurtful joking. So just keeping a positive environment for the kids and reminding them that they need to be following the Scout law as they're doing the activities. At the end it says, camp staff should be on the lookout for bullying behavior, especially when Scouts are away from their established unit leadership. Stop the action and protect the target from danger. Identify the behavior in a calm tone and say that it's not okay. Speak with the target. Encourage the target to tell his or her parents and Scout leaders. Tell the camp director or designated senior staff member of the incident. So just review that and make sure you're aware that the BSA wants all of us to be aware of this to keep the campers safe and to keep a positive, healthy environment at our camp. So, any questions about the camp leadership, youth protection training? That's what I'm going to cover there. Okay, excellent. Okay, now going. Yes.
I'm sorry.
That's okay.
On that last part, if we could be hyper vigilant about that. We had a young man come to camp, I think 2 years ago, and he was new to Cub Scouts and everything, and really felt that there was a little bit of bullying going on, not toward him, but toward other boys in his den group. And some of the things that were said he was uncomfortable with, and he wouldn't come back to camp last year. And now he's too old. But so we just need to be hyper vigilant and really talk to the boys in the beginning.
Yeah.
Do you do that generally, or do we do it in the?
I'll do at the beginning of camp. We'll have a gathering with all the children, and we will be reviewing the Scout law and the rules of camp and what behavior we respect out of them, because it's a privilege that they get to come. So we'll be talking about that, and just really want to keep it positive and fun. And if conversations veer in negative ways, just to bring it back and say, no, this is fun and positive. We're all on the same team here, and this is supposed to be fun. And if someone isn't familiar with Scouting, because some kids, this is their first time here, they don't know. First, they might be a tiger cub or they might be a wolf cub just coming in for the first time, to make it fun, for them. And yeah, thank you. Okay, so camp rules. So camp rules are listed in your manual. Pretty basic. Just to use the buddy system at all times, to follow the Scout law. I'm really going to be relying on that one, and to do your best. At the stations, just to do your best job. You might not feel comfortable doing, or it might be something new, but just do your best and have fun. And just be safe. So just remember, if you're sending a child to the restroom, you have to send them with a buddy. They have to always have a buddy with them. Let's see. I did have on there that if there is a warning system, that if you can remind them verbally, or if they really need a little bit of a break, you can send them to me, or maybe even April can help us. If someone just needs to get out of the situation and have a little break for a while, that's perfectly fine. If there's a big offense, though, or continuing offenses, then we'll just call the parents and they can go home. So we're not going to put up with any physical kind of violence stuff out of the norm. You know, I mean, for kids, you know, sometimes there's a little bit of stuff going on, but just a little bit. But we're going to just keep it positive for everyone and safe. Okay. Each Cub Scout must be signed in every day and signed out every day. And the parents, like I said, during the tour must come all the way down and sign. It says boy, but we will also have girls at camp this year. So the children in at the beginning of day and at the out of day. And then we talked about Friday night, how the check-in crew will take care of the sign-outs on Friday night. We just can't release the campers unless they're signed out by law. We have to make sure that they're going home safely with people. And we don't know, I don't know all these campers, I don't know all their families, so we're just relying on the information that the parents put down on the online registration to check them out. No child is to leave camp during the day without permission from me. So if a child needs to be checked out, I need to know that they're leaving and make sure they're signed out properly. So I can always have a head count of who's here at camp. We have 58 campers and 8 tot lot. So 17, maybe 18 youth volunteers. So I just need to make sure that we always keeping track of those numbers to make sure everyone's where they need to be. Okay, if a camper doesn't show up, then I need to be notified. You can text me or call me, or Jenny is going to put a whiteboard down at the gathering spot under the pavilion for like little special notes. You can just write down the camper's name too, so that we can just know that camper's gone. That we're all aware that he's not here or she's not here. Okay. The buddy system at all times. Camp uniforms must be worn. Let's see, I'm forgetting to switch the slideshow. The uniforms must be worn daily, so it's the shirt. You're welcome to wear shorts and a hat if you want. The kids will have their hats, and they'll have their drawstring backpacks. You have to have closed-toed shoes on, even adults, even tot lot. If you show up without closed-toed shoes on, I'll have to send you home to go get new shoes. So everyone has closed-toed shoes when they are here at camp. We're going to be shooting on the range. There's dirt, there's rocks. We just want shoes on that are closed. Okay. There are no throwing objects, so the children can't be throwing rocks out on the dirt area. There's no swearing, no abusive language at camp. Cell phones, just another plug for this. In case of you can only use your cell phone in case of emergency or if it's related to camp. But please don't be on your phone for personal reasons or just hanging out on your phone while maybe the kids are at a station and you don't think you really need it. Please don't pull out your phone and just to entertain yourself. Just be involved with the children and helping them have a good, positive experience.
Rock throwing should be a station.
Sorry?
Rock throwing should be a station.
It would be a fun station. They have a target. They would love it. Yeah. Have it on a rock range. Yep. A rock range. Definitely.
Hang a bell out there so you can ring the bell.
Oh, maybe the slingshots. They could hit a bell. See if they could ring it. Be fun. Okay. Remind everyone they need to stay on the walkways at all times. So the pathway coming, we don't want them running up on the sides of the hills down there in the basin area, but just stay on the sidewalk. And
Quick comment about that. I met with the church facilities management people yesterday morning, and down in the pavilion on the sides, the boys love to climb. There's a whole bunch of fox dens, and they're not worried about the foxes being there, but they're worried that they could collapse. So just make sure the boys are not climbing up. And I mean, my kids do it. They love to be down there and to climb up on the hills. You'll see, because you'll see these big dens. But yeah, just keep them down below. Yeah. And there was a bunch of red ants, and they took care of the red ants, but...
Yeah, so just keep them on the...
Keep the kids off.
Keep them down. Keep them down. And...
Do you have a question back here?
Yes, Joelle.
I have a couple of questions. So, number one, if I have a canopy, but it's larger than 10 by 10, is that okay? 'Cause mine's 13 by 13. Would that be an issue or?
It just can't be larger than 20 by 20 for the fire inspection.
Oh, okay, no, yeah. it's
So
13.
13 by 13, it should be okay. Fit. Usually the 10 by 10s go over the picnic tables because they fit down there. We could think we could.
used to have a 10 by 10. I could try and see if I can find it, but it's been so long.
You can put it on the
Maybe you
corners.
could put them on
Yeah.
the ends.
We can. Yeah.
Really, not every table can have a canopy.
'Cause
they're
it's too-
big.
yeah.
They run into each other, so.
Maybe a bigger one could
bigger
cover
one would
2
cover
tables.
Oh,
Or
okay.
it would cover, or 2 of them would cover 3 tables.
Yeah.
So
And then-
that might work.
When and how do those get set up? Like if I bring one, am I in charge of just trying to put it up
So
myself or?
I need to have them set up by June, the first day of camp, Wednesday, June 6th by 1 o'clock because the fire department, they want to see everything. They want to see everything set up. So if you bring it on the Tuesday night mandatory check-in, labeled with your name, we'll just leave it in the gym and we can set it up for you.
Okay, great.
That would be fine. Yeah.
Thank you.
Just thank you for doing it. And it just gets pretty windy down there, so we also take them down at night or lower them down. Lower them down.
So the wind doesn't catch.
Yeah. Okay. C. Leaders are to remain with their dens at all time. If you have to go to the restroom or something, that's perfectly fine. Just make sure you get another adult to be there. Or like if you're at a station and there's you have a station leader and an assistant den leader and there's already 2 adults, then that's fine too. Like I know I love being a den leader at camp. That's my favorite thing. I would like to go see my little ones in the tot lot sometime and check in with them. So, but anyway, just make sure you don't leave your den unless there are 2 adults present there. And there are no personal firearms to be brought. We have arranged, but all of the supplies will be provided by the council. If there is an incident of illness or injury, the camp medical officer needs to know. Whatever, if there's a Band-Aid that needs to be put on, we're just going to let her take care of everything. We'll just have the children go, even for tot lot. They just go see the camp nurse. She has to fill out a form, keep it logged. She keeps everything locked up, the health A and B forms, and so we're just going to let her take care of anything that happens at camp, even Band-Aids, little tiny things, just let her know. And leave no trace, so this is also part of a standard, the program design standard 107 just encourages us to practice leave no trace with the kids at camp and pick up as you go. We want to make sure that we leave the church property cleaned up, and the kids can help us with that. Okay, the procedures for the restroom. So adults and children may not be in the restroom at the same time. So we are going to have a laminated sign, just like years past, that we're going to keep on the door. So if you have to use the restroom, you can open it and say, anyone in there, any children? If they're children, you have to wait until they're all out. And then you flip the sign and say, adults are in there. Same for the children. They'll have to peek their heads in and make sure there's no adults. Only minors can go. They can't be together. Unless,
Elena,
yes?
can you clarify so that
The top.
staff members that are underage, 18?
Are they considered adult staff?
No, just adult, just 18 and above, I think is what my understanding.
Right, so if you're a youth staff, then you still need to respond, is there any youth in here or adult?
Yeah, so you say, I'm 12, I'm in here, or you can even just say that. I'm in here. Yeah.
What do we do with the tot lot kids?
Yes, just getting there. So there's not really a rule on this one. Tot lot, you have to, my Abby can't get on, the toilet's too hot towel for her. So you'll have to help her. Just you could take, I know in years past we've just taken 2 adults to the bathroom with them, and then.
Could they use staff?
Yeah, I think so. You could have 2 take a buddy to like Maddie and, can't remember, Caitlin. Haley.
Do you want adults to use the buddy system as well?
No.
Thank you.
No.
I thought I heard that.
No, only if you are taking a young child to
The
if
tot-
you were working
tot
in the
lot.
tot lot,
Yeah.
then definitely
Yes,
too.
absolutely.
Yeah.
And Joelle, you have a 1-year-old who will be in the tot lot.
But then I think what I understood is they'll call me if he needs a diaper change.
Yes. So Sherry right there would be there, and Alice and Cindy that they would call. And
Can she help with diapers for my diaper?
yep,
Okay.
that's
so
fine.
this is-
She's big sister can help with that. Yeah. So yeah, they'll just send out one of the youth volunteers to come get you, and they have a camp schedule so they can see where you're at and just go find if you need some help. So yeah, and
About the buddy system, actually.
Yeah.
So the youth leader that's with the Denver, can they be a buddy to one of the boys, or only the boys can be buddies to the boys?
okay, this isn't only the boys. You're saying that only the boys can be a buddy.
2 years apart, right? 1 to 2 years apart.
Yeah, thanks. Oh, you can't be more than 2 years in age apart to be buddies. Yeah. Yes.
Question. I think with the Tiger Scouts, there's only one boy and only 4 girls.
Uh-huh.
So how would we buddy the boy?
You are his buddy as his father.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, he can be his buddy.
The adults sign up when you take his son in.
Yes, he would say if he or he could just wait outside for his son to come out. Yeah. Okay. You can refer to this booklet if you have any questions. I've read it like I've looked at it like a lot, but okay. We got it right, Jamie. We got it. Okay. Excellent. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and move to the camp safety procedures. So we are required to have emergency procedures for the camp. And also we have camp medical procedures from the council's health supervisor, the doctor that's over the council. So she has given us her procedures to follow. And then this is just a little quick, I just use the ones that basically they've had in the past. So it's with your folders if you are a den leader. Our station, do they have station leaders too? Yes, yeah, I can't remember. Do you have one, Tatla? I'm gonna hang them in the building, one in the entranceway and one at the gathering spot too. But anyway, just common sense stuff, guys. Hopefully we'll never have to look at this. But if there's a stranger on campus, if there's someone who comes on campus, I need to know, or Jenny Hokinson needs to know, and we will, or Sharon Isabel also, we'll just put a visitor tag on them. Sometimes the members of the stake presidency might be working in their stake offices, or they might drop by, and that's great. Or maybe Belinda might want to come visit, as she mentioned, if she's just visiting her kids. Perfect. We'll just put a visitor badge on you, and you're welcome to come. We also said possibly having you put on a yellow vest just to identify that you're a visitor, but either one. We'll do the visitor vest or name tag. And there is a sign-in sheet. Is that necessary for visitors? No? Okay. I didn't know if it was in there. We have a sign-in sheet for visitors just to keep track of if anyone comes. So fire or other natural disasters, serious sickness or injury or fatality, the procedures for that. And basically, we would turn it over to the camp medical officer to follow the plan of what to do if there's a serious situation. And mostly, we'll have the camp emergency vehicle if we need to take somebody, but mostly the emergency services can get to us much faster. We would just call 911, and they are not far away, so they could be here. And I'm required to send letters to the closest hospital, the police, and the fire station. They all have letters from us knowing that we'll be having camp and how many children will be here. And they're ready, so they'll be on call if something happens. They know we're here having a community event. However, if there is something, and I will go with the person, if there's someone who is injured and needs to leave, I go with them and I have to take their medical forms and insurance forms. And then it will be Jamie and Jenny Hokinson would take over camp. They would be responsible for the camp then, and under the rank kind of who's in charge. If there's a lost child, okay, this one, I could see this one might happening, meaning we just someone gets misplaced or in the wrong area. But if there's someone we can't find, we're going to do a buddy check first. We're going to notify me. You can notify Jenny too. She'll be helping out a lot. And we'll just work first of all with staff members, checking all the bathrooms, seeing if we can find where they are. Most likely they're in the bathroom or they're just checking out something in a station or something like that. However, if at one point we cannot find them still, what we'll do is we'll do 3 short blasts on the air horn, and that's our emergency signal. Whenever you hear 3 short blasts on the air horn, that means to gather for an emergency. So we'll gather outside or on the lawn area in our safety spots, and then we'll do a check, call the parents, and see like being able to find the child. So on the back there's emergency phone numbers for everybody, and also just to take note that news media, we're not allowed to talk to the news media. If there is an incident or a problem, the Scout executive has to talk to the news media to talk about that. And the camp health nurse will be filling out all incident information reports or near miss reports if there's any sort of report that needs to be filled out. Also under camp leadership context, I put camp text group through GroupMe. It's all staff members are included. And I sent out an email last night. I don't think John got it though. It's just it's going to be our mode of communication. I'll send out little text reminders during the week, or if there's an emergency, I would send out a text that way saying lost child or please meet here. That's how we're going to communicate. When you go camping with the scouts up in the mountains, they usually use walkie-talkies or something like that, but we all have cell phones. We can all just utilize that. So if you got that email, just go ahead and join, and if not, we can send you the link. Send you the link also. So that's how I would like to communicate with at camp. Okay. Okay, and just remember to always have your red and green safety signals. I just clipped them in the folders. You're welcome to put them in your backpack or something, but just please return them at the end. But take them with you because you never know when we might have to gather, and it would just be good to see that visual sign. Okay, so camp safety procedures. Is there any questions about the safety at camp or anything that we covered? No? Okay. Next, I'm going to have the camp medical officer, if she wants to give a few minutes about anything that she needs to. I know we covered a lot already. And then the range safety officer, he's going to go over a few things about the safety on the range. So, let's see. April, anything you have any thoughts about?
I don't know. The only thing that I was thinking about is if your child, if you're a den leader and one of your cubs has a severe allergy, like a food allergy or asthma, and they need to carry a rescue inhaler or their EpiPen, make sure they have it with them. That's probably it. Everything else should be, their medical forms A and B need to be brought to the Tuesday 5 to 6 p.m. meeting here at the church. If parents have any concerns, they're welcome to discuss it with me at that time. You guys have any questions?
When they check in and see that, can we highlight it so we know to make sure that we ask their parents to see if they have those EpiPens with them and those inhalers?
Yeah, I
As
think
they check in.
if I have a parent that comes through the line on Tuesday, mention, oh yes, my son is allergic to peanuts or whatever, then I will tell them at that time, make sure that if they have an EpiPen to bring it with them. And is there a way to notify the den leader?
Yes, so in their folders on their roster page, it has the name of the child, and it has if they have any medical concerns or allergies there. So they can see if it says no, then there's none there. But when the parents come on that Tuesday night to check in the campers, we are going to have these folders out, and the check-in crew is just going to verify. So Belinda will be there and Sister Isabel. They're just going to verify, is this information correct? It was the information from online. And if they say yes, then we're good to go. If they want to add any authorized adults, to pick up their child, they can add them then. If they have no medical concerns or no allergies, we are just going to check them in, and they don't have to see the camp health officer. The standard says that she doesn't have to see everybody, only those who have medical concerns or allergy concerns that she might need to be aware of. But if the child has nothing, then there's no reason that she needs to have a little interview with them or their families. So that will be different this year than in years past. We're just going to have the 4 or 5 people checking in, parents coming in, and then the medical officer over here if she needs to see. But she will be gathering all the Health A and B forms and putting them in the binder that she needs to have with her. So, any other questions about that?
Do you want staff checked in and out as well through Sharon and her
Yes.
staff?
Yeah.
So we know that they are.
So we'll have 3 tables set up at our Cub Scout Adventure Airlines, and you guys will be the ticket agents, the check-in crew. You're going to wear yellow vests so people can identify you, that's where they need to go. There'll be a sign for tigers, wolf cubs, bears, Webelos, youth staff, and adult staff. And with the the person behind the table will have those folders with the rosters to verify the information. So the parent will come in, they'll be asked if they have their Health A and B form with a copy of their medical insurance card front and back. If they do not, they will go to the delayed station area and start filling it out. We'll have copies there. If they have everything needed, they will come on up to the ticket agent. He or she will check their ticket information. If they're all clear, they will then, they will then go to pick out their travel wallet. If we don't have the names on them yet, they can write their name on and they'll be ready to go. I'm not sure about the travel wallet thing yet, but we do have some cute little travel wallets that they can pick out. And then they're able to go home. So I'm really hoping it will be very fast and it won't be waiting in line. If the parent has more than one child, we might have to have them go to one gate to the next gate, but hopefully that won't be too annoying, but it will be easy to do. I'm hoping with enough help, people. There'll be 58 kids plus the 8 tot lot, plus all of the staff being checked in, so we're talking about about 100 people checking in within an hour. So I'm really hoping it goes quickly and that we can do it. If we have it all organized already, the youth staff and the adult staff, if your trainings are already done and turned in today, then all you have to bring is your Health A and B forms, insurance card copy. And so that should be fast on the volunteer side. So does that sound like it'll work? That's the plan for the pre-camp check-in night. Then also the campers will get their drawstring backpacks with their t-shirts and their hats. And this year they're not getting water bottles. We're going to provide plastic water bottles, flip recycled water bottles for them. So they'll take their luggage home so they can bring it back tomorrow and be ready for camp. Okay. Great. Thank you, April. There is one thing I wanted to talk about medical safety, and that is that I think the biggest challenge we'll have, other than maybe just a little ouchie, is the heat. So it doesn't look too bad at this point. I know I've come to this camp like eight times, and one year it was so terribly hot. So I'm hoping it will be not on the super hot side, but just remind them to always be drinking water. We can't apply sunscreen here. They have to apply it before they come. But just keep them hydrated, make sure they're, especially also the youth staff who are working on the range. You guys are going to be out there all afternoon and evening. So just make sure you're bringing a water bottle, stay hydrated. Yes, excellent. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and have the range safety officer. Yeah, go ahead, April.
Are we going to have water coolers where we can refill our water bottles?
Yes, and on the map it shows where they will be outside. I have, so on the range, there's going to be one down on the range. We'll have a table down there with the cooler and a first aid kit and kind of the general supplies. And we do need one more water cooler.
I can bring some.
Sister Garlett's has one too.
Oh, you added one. Perfect, thank you. Okay.
Do you?
Sure, go ahead.
I've got a big igloo one I can bring as well.
To dispense. Yes, you'll need a cooler. The den leaders will need that. So let me go back to the water. I want to have one at the gathering station, one at the range, and one at the water rockets area. And then, Brother Loda, if you bring one for camping, that would be good.
Unless I forget.
Okay, that's okay. And Inside, there's the drinking fountains. I don't think there doesn't need to be one inside. But your point about the coolers, den leaders need to bring a cooler, and I'm going to have signs to go on them to label them what den they are. We're going to have them out front when the boys come in with their parents to put their lunches in, and hopefully it's bag lunch so we can just throw everything away after dinner time. And then I'm going to try to have the youth staff. So Luke, you're at a station, but if you are a den chief with the den, I'm going to ask those guys to bring the coolers up and put them into the gym so that we can find them. The tot lot, the parents will have their lunches probably with them in their den, or I might put mine in the fridge for Abby and Ben. But whatever's more convenient, like for Joelle, if she wants to just keep it in her cooler, or because we'll check out the kids to come eat with us. Between the two of us, we'll double team, we'll work on our kids, or we just might leave them with you guys. I don't know. We'll figure it out. So yes,
I think there'll be hobos.
There'll be hobos wandering. We'll figure it out. Okay.
Bring them into the kitchen with me.
Yes, Sherry, you can just.
I'm on the list. I can sign her out.
Yes, you're an authorized adult. You can have them for the week for a little bit. Okay, thank you. So, yeah. Okay, any other questions? Nope. Okay, I'll go ahead and let Richard talk about this.
Okay, well, this is going to be short. So I just wanted to give kind of a brief outline of what the range is going to be like. I think that from a safety perspective, of course, we're following all the guidelines and the trainings that we've received. You know, all of the ranges will be roped off. They'll all be set up so that they're pointing in a safe direction. It'll be, very accessible for the kids. We've got the slingshots, we've got the bows and arrows, and we've got the BB guns. We have adults who are leading each one of those different groups, and then I'm overseeing all three of them. So we have a lot of good support down there. I think it's going to work out really well. The key thing is that on this last point that I had on here, when you guys, like the den leaders, when you have the kids down at the range, one thing that's really important is that they are listening to whoever the range officer is who's down there operating the range. So be careful not to distract them too much, because those kids, they know you, they trust you, you're their den leader, and if you're there talking to them while the range officer is talking, then they're going to have a problem. Or if the range officer is saying, it's time to step up to the line, or it's time to step back from the line, or put your BB gun down or whatever, you need to make sure that you're not distracting them. Another thing that's kind of commonly happens, and you just be aware of it. It happens to everybody, whether you're an adult or a child. You're holding your little BB gun, and it's kind of pointed down range where it's always supposed to be pointing. And then somebody back behind them over here says, "Hey, Johnny." And you know what they do? Is they turn their heads, and the little BB gun follows them. And now they're pointing at some other kid over here. So just be aware of that. If you're going to be helping a kid out, you're going to need to come up near them. You're going to need to tell them, "Hey, I'm here. Okay, what can I help you with?" So that they're talking to you right in front of their face, as opposed to turning around or smiling for the camera and then pointing in the wrong direction. Same thing's true with the bows and arrows. They've got that thing all drawn, and they're like, "Yeah, what do you want?" That's a bad idea. So just be aware of that, and respect the range safety officer down there. The other thing that I wanted to mention was that we really want this to be an opportunity where the boys can earn some awards, because they're there and we're doing it, and earning awards is one of the methods of scouting that helps the youth to feel that accomplishment and know that they actually, finish something off. So the range, at the range, there's actually 6 awards that can be earned at the range. They kind of split it between an award and a pin, but they're basically 2 different awards for each one of the categories. So there's one for slingshots, there's one for BB guns, and then there's one for archery. So they can end up getting 6 different awards out of those 3 days, just down in the security section down there. In order for them to get all of them, there's things that they have to do at the range, and there's things that they can do outside the range. And so we've prepared some worksheets that are in your den boxes, and they should be able to go through them really quickly. They're kind of neat little worksheets. I'm sort of proud of them. So anyway, so like, there's the one for labeling the parts of the bow and arrow, and there's each den leader's also got this the list of requirements and some information like history. Yeah, basically you got the answer sheet here. So you'll read them, the section, like for example, they have to do 5 things they learned about the history of archery. Well, there's a history of archery section. You can just read it. All the kids in the den will be sitting there, and they will all go, "Oh yeah," and then they'll write that down. "Oh yeah," write that one down. So you should be able to accomplish it pretty quickly. There's also, like this section in the back. Cross out the targets that you cannot use with a slingshot. So it's relatively straightforward. I think they'll enjoy it. I had a lot of ideas anyway. Well, did you see the? There's this one. Cross out the ammo you cannot use. See the little stick of dynamite down there? Yeah, you shouldn't use that with your slingshot. So anyway, I thought they'd enjoy that. But I was worried about that. But hey, they're boys. They get these ideas anyway. Even the girls. So anyway, so they just have these little workbooks. If you do those, when you come down to the range, then what we will do is inside the passports that Marlena was talking about, there's one for tigers, wolves, bears, and webelos, and they all have a different color so we know which one's which. But when you come in here, like in Destination Station 8 Security, it says, okay, shooting sports, slingshots, the Bear Shooting Sports Award. Fulfill the requirements for Bear Shooting Sports Award by participating at the range. And then there's another one here, fulfill requirements for the slingshot pin by completing the exercises in your luggage and presenting this at the range. So that's basically all you have to do. They'll come down and have their turn at the range. We'll make sure that they get through the requirements. And then if they have the completed shooting sports workbook stuff, we'll just have 2 stamps in there. So we'll stamp one if they got one. We'll stamp the other if they get the other. And if they get both, then they'll get the award and the pin for that one. And we'll do that for each one of the different things. So when they're actually down at the range, I think it's like, is it a half hour total, 40 minutes? So, but there's like a few minutes of instruction, and then they'll start taking turns. We're going to try to get it set up so that there's not people standing around, but that everybody has a chance to use equipment the entire time that they're down there, because it's going to go really fast. It's going to go really fast. And to get the awards, they have to basically shoot a round and then put up another target, shoot another round, and do their best to improve their score. They don't actually have to improve their score. They just have to do their best to improve their score. So basically, as long as they get enough shots off, we're going to be happy, right? And they're not goofing around. Then we'll stamp it, and they'll be good to go. I didn't bring a copy of it to this, but just for interest's sake, they've got, for the BB gun, they have different targets for the different age groups. And so tigers, well, they're all normal sort of standard size sheets of paper targets. But for the tigers, the bullseye is this big. It's about an 8-inch bullseye. And then it gets smaller the older they get. So the webelos have little bullseyes, but the tigers have really big ones. So they should feel pretty good about themselves at the end of the thing, right? They're going to take their little target. They're going to go home and show mom and dad, look, I got 8 bullseyes, because but they're little dudes and dudettes, and so they'll be like pointing that thing all over the place. So they'll need some instruction. But anyway, so that's it. So we're going to have a lot of fun down there, and we're going to make sure it stays safe.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so we are going to end early for this session. We're going to, in a little bit, we're going to just close with the closing prayer, and you're welcome to take home a little kindness bar. Thank you for being so kind and helping us volunteer. There's some with nut allergies, so we got strawberries. Thank you very much for coming and volunteering at camp. So you can have a little snack if you want one. And then the third breakout session is just if you need to finish your trainings or need help finding them, we're just going to set you up right here on the computer, and you can do it here, or you can download the app on your phone. If you haven't done the trainings yet, we can get those taken care of right now. If you're already done with your trainings, the den leaders can look at any of the activities that they need. Make sure you get your t-shirts. Please leave your folders We can't have you take those. They have personal information. We need them. And tot lot, I think you guys have already looked through the stuff. Sherry's and Jenny are on top of that, the tot lot stuff. But if you need to talk about anything, that would be fine. The youth staff, okay, just really quick. Our youth staff, I have Brandon is going to be our youth staff coordinator. So his job for me is just to make sure all the youth staff are checked in and are here and that they're where they need to be. He'll be down on the range most of the time, but his job during the staff meeting at the beginning of the day is to just to be the leader over the youth volunteers. And the youth volunteers, they've been giving a list of responsibilities, the top 10 things that they need to be doing. Basically, it's stay with their den, be involved with their den, just being respectful and following the rules of camp. So I don't know if they need to, if the youth staff have any questions, they can visit with Brandon or they can talk to their station leader or their den leader. So remember that to take your shirt, the den coolers we talked about, everyone will need one for their dens. The pop-up tents, I think that chart went around, so hopefully we can get enough of those. No open-toed shoes, guys. I don't want to send you home. Sign up for the group text. And I need the station leaders to have their stations set up by June, that Wednesday by 1 o'clock because the fire department wants to see. So if you haven't talked to me yet about when you're going to come set up your room, let me know. The church is off. No one else can come into the church this week. It's all reserved for day camp. So we're going to start setting up on Monday morning. We're going to go down and get the supplies from this council office and start hauling everything up and transforming the building to be camp. Yes?
You volunteer to bring the shade pop-up or a table. When should we plan to bring those?
You can bring it Tuesday night when you come with your Cub Scout for check-in and just label it and we'll leave it here and then we can put it up as we're setting up. Thank you for bringing it. That would be great. And so I think that's all. Just please remind all of your packs, the kids who are coming from your pack, that they have to be here Tuesday night with those health forms or they are not supposed to attend camp. They have to be checked in. Or the nurse has to see those health forms. Okay, anything I'm missing? Jenny, yes?
I just want to clarify, so there are a couple of people that we didn't have printed copies of youth protection and the hazardous weather, so we need those.
Okay.
If they're complete and they're not, we need the hard copy, right?
Oh.
Your hair will make it.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, the standard says proof of your trainings, and so we are taking that as you give us a certificate. Some people have emailed them to me, and I've copied them off, or.
Okay, so they can email it to you, or they can bring it Tuesday if they
Yeah.
have the physical copy.
Yeah, I was hoping to get everything by tomorrow from the adults trainings because I just wanted that to be done with so that on Tuesday night we didn't have to be like, please do your trainings, please get this done, that we could have that taken care of and just focus on the children part and the fun part. So you can email them to me. If you don't have them, we'll be calling and asking if you can get them. But Tuesday night, I think for sure is like the deadline for me. It would just make things way easier to have the weather hazard training done, the youth protection done, your letter of agreement. If you need a temp form for a BSA temporary form filled out. Yeah. Thank you. Yes, Sharon.
What time are you going to be here on Tuesday night? So if people needed these extra things, they could come early.
To get them? Well, I asked the check-in crew to be here at 4:30. So I'll probably be here earlier than that, but they can come and sit in the delayed area, the delayed flight area, and just sit there and fill them out, or take the training if they need to just pop up, if they need to do it then. But you already have it done. It will just be way faster and way easier to do. So.
Did you find out how many are planning to come Monday to set their stuff up? Just so we kind of.
I have Melinda Lindauer's coming to set up her station. Richard and I will be here. Denisha and Jenny.
What time are you going to be in the building? 10.
Yeah, and Sharon will be here at 10. Sharon will be here at 10. We're going to go to the council at 8 in the morning, and it's going to take us a while to pack everything up between our 3 vehicles. and we'll be driving here, unloading. So I'm thinking we'll be here before 10, hopefully. So yeah, 10 o'clock. Kathy, if you wanted to come, so I don't know if you can,
Yeah,
but
that's fine.
okay.
I was
And
planning on
Melinda,
coming.
so Melinda will be here. Kathy will be here. The range, obviously, the outside ones, she can't really set up everything because you don't want to leave everything out overnight. So Brother Loader, it's whatever you want to do for your station. You could set it up on the inside and then just take some things outside. You know what I mean? If you have everything here, whatever works for you.
Can we leave stuff outside overnight?
No, I wouldn't. I would just bring it on the inside the building because you're just right outside that door. But you could just have your station set up right there, and then we could just take it outside the Wednesday that afternoon.
We'll figure something out.
Yeah, yours is not too
What
hard.
time do you set up tents to camp?
Set up for, say that again? Oh, tent. I was like, wait, what?
Like, wait, what?
You want to like set up your
Yeah,
tent
we'll
in
see
the
about
back and hang out? Sure. You can be the bona fide camp guy. So I think we'll have most people coming that Monday at 10, Sharon, for a setup. Any?
So what are the hours for the souvenir shop?
Okay, good question. Souvenir shop is going to be opened during the travel time. So on the schedule, when they're traveling, they can stop by. During station times, most likely you shouldn't have Cub Scouts there. However, let the lot stop by and buy something. We are going to have travel wallets for them and give them little camp coins. So if the hot lot wants to work it out with the souvenir shop about maybe they'll stop by with their little ones. And we'll make sure we have some appropriate little things. So we have a 1-year-old up to 5-year-old. So we'll make sure they're not, little things they can use.
Just how many boys approximately are in each den?
So the dens will either be between 5 and 8. Between 5 and 8 children. Yeah. The bears have the most. They have the 2 bear dens have 8. The others are between 5 and 7. So
With only 5 minutes of travel time in between, there's going to be certain dens that will go at certain times?
we're just going to play it by ear the first day. If it's chaos, we can sort it out for the second day. And maybe given maybe a allotted time that this den goes by. But I think we're just going to play it by ear the first day. We haven't ever done like a souvenir shop / training post at this camp that I know of. So,
If you, as a station leader, if you're just done a little early, can you send the boys there?
sure. Or there's a lot of, there's times when the den leaders have downtime that they're supposed to be working on their den activities. Like on Monday, they have 40 minutes of allotted den suitcase time, 25 minutes on Thursday, and 45 minutes on Friday. So even during some of that downtime, they could stop by the shop and have the kids pick up something. And it'll be very simple. They're going to be boxes, the box lids with the coin number, like 1 coin, 2 camp coins, up to 5 camp coins. The items will just be in the box. They'll take purchase the item, give the souvenir shop person their money, and then take their fun little trinket on their way. So it shouldn't be too tricky. And I think the 2 girls we have there, they'll do it. Be good. Okay. Any other questions about camp at all? No? Okay, excellent. So we're going to go ahead and close the meeting officially. If you've done everything and you're good, you can go ahead and leave. If you don't have your trainings, we want to go ahead and check in with you and see how we can help you to do that. And I think that's all. We're good? Okay, we're going to go ahead and close with a closing prayer, and then we'll go. So let's see. April, would you like to? Thanks.